Now, this is from the New York Times, and this is very interesting. What is this? This is Vancouver. Why? Well, in Vancouver, a housing frenzy that even owners want to end. Facing crisis of affordability, officials are trying to reduce the real estate demand through a package of tax measures, some aimed at foreign buyers. Vancouver, British Columbia, between multi-million-dollar teardowns. I gotta open this link. I'm sorry. 2.5 million. Yeah! $2.5 million. 2.5 mil. And this is just an average. This is this house right here. I think my house is like triple the size of this. 4.3 million bucks. And watch when I'm done my house. I'm gonna make my house look real nice, people, when I'm done with it. I'm gonna do a series, my Living the Dream series. I'm gonna keep going and showing you little different updates and different things I got going on, different projects I got going on. Alright, I just wanted to just take a gander at that. Here is a new one. Vancouver is so expensive that politicians want to tax its real estate market into submission, and many homeowners who will lose money if home prices fall think it's the best idea they've heard of in years. I would like to see the correction to sober up this whole place, said Rob Welsh, a retired airplane mechanic who lives in Vancouver suburb. Mr. Welsh bought his house in 2000 and has become a paper millionaire based on its appreciation. It makes him more anxious than happy. If I got to lose 200 or 300 grand to keep my kids and the future of this place, so be it, he said. Like many cities around the world, Vancouver is grappling with punishing housing costs that have pushed out large swaths of residents and are causing distress among young adults who can't afford to rent today and take it for granted that they will never own a home. Part of the recession is the attraction of Vancouver itself, and not just among Canadians between its natural beauty, its temperature, climate, and Canada's liberal immigration policy. The city has become a magnet for foreign buyers, especially from China. Yeah, so when I'm in downtown Vancouver, guys, when I'm in downtown Vancouver, the city is very, it's a small city, but it's very narrow. Streets are super narrow, very hard to, there's not a lot of people out though. So, like, if you go Saturday, Sunday, out to the, like, the busy parts, it's dead. Everyone left the city to go home. If you go during the week, it's packed. Like Tuesday at 2 p.m. or Tuesday at noon, lunchtime, man, it's packed to the brim. People everywhere that come on the SkyTrain, that come from far away. 40 minutes to 1-2 hour commutes. Yes, during the week, it's very busy. Very busy with people taking their lunch on the seawall and people this. And then boom, after 6 o'clock, it becomes like a ghost town. Last year, in provincial election, almost entirely about the housing costs, citizens voted out centre-right BC Liberal Party, which had run British Columbia for 16 years and brought in a government led by the left of centre BC New Democratic Party. Since then, the New Democrats have not only tried to increase the housing supply, but have also proposed a slew of measures to curb housing demand and chase away overseas buyers. The New Democrats raised British Columbia's foreign buyers tax to 20% of homes purchase price from 15%. Ontario has 15% tax. In addition, the party plans to impose higher property taxes on second homes, on families whose primary breadwinners' earnings come from money abroad, and homes valued more than $3 million, 3 million Canadian dollars, 2.3 million US. Vancouver has passed the number of local measures, including tax on empty homes. There's no question that many of the measures we are bringing in are bold, but we feel they were critical. If we were really going to address this crisis, Carol James, British Columbia Finance Minister, said in an interview. The condo project called Vancouver House, housing prices have soared even though the supply has grown faster than the past decade than the city's population. There's Bob Welsh, the retired guy, aircraft mechanic. This would seem politically perilous 2/3 of Canadians own their homes, roughly the same share as in the United States, and Canadians, like Americans, expect to make money from the investment. Yet, a number of polls and interviews with homeowners like Mr. Wells suggest that Vancouverites are so shocked at the price level that even homeowners want the market to cool. In 2016, nonprofit Angus Reid Institute in Vancouver found that roughly 2/3 of residents in the metropolitan area wanted home prices to fall, including half of homeowners. More startling was that the 1 in 5 homeowners in the survey expressed the desire to see home prices fall by 30% or more. No doubt many voters would think twice about that option if home prices actually crashed. Still, respondents were clearly reacting from a place of deep anxiety, even desperation about their own or their loved ones' ability to access the housing market. So it's going to be hitting because you know why? A lot of these kids are getting older. This is going on 9-10 years now in Vancouver, and a lot of these kids that were 10 are now 20, and they can't buy. You know what I'm saying?